Hello, I'm using contact form 7. So in my dashboard I go to dashboard, contact forms, and contact form 7 has made me a basic form to start with. First I want to explain the difference between the form tab and the mail tab message body. So if we go back to the form tab builds the form that you can actually see on the web page. So this form is what you make under the form tab. But the email you receive when your form is submitted is made using this message body section of the mail tab. So there are two tabs and you've got to fill in both tabs to make your form work. Once you understand how these two tabs work together, contact form 7 is really easy to use. So let's customize this form that we've already got. This is the form we've got, and I want to add a couple of extra fields, and hopefully you'll be able to follow along and understand just how it works. So first of all, we go to the form tab. We're in contact forms, and this is the form that contact form 7 made for us. I want to add an extra field, so under the email field I'm going to add a new shortcode, and the shortcode I want to add is tel for telephone. Click the button, click insert tag. Now I need to add one of these labels. If you'll notice, all the shortcodes have got a label under the form tag. So I'm going to add a label, and the easiest way to do that is just copy it from another tag that's already there. And the tel tag we've just added, we'll just paste in the code we've already got around our new tag and just change the text. So instead of your name, we're going to change it to your phone number. This where it says required, when you add a new tag, if you want to, you can make it a required field. So when I click tel, if I take required field before I insert the tag, you'll see this little asterisk here after the tel. There's a tiny little asterisk, and that makes it into a required field. You can choose whether or not to make any form element a required field. Anyway, that's how we've added the phone number. I also want to add an acceptance box. So after the message, I'm going to add this acceptance, and in the condition box I'm going to type my text, and I click insert tag. Now the acceptance shortcode doesn't need a label, so we'll click save. Now the important point to realize is when we go to the mail tab, we'll see these bold or dark coloured shortcodes, and when the shortcode is dark coloured, it means that you've not added it yet to the message body. So we've got the tel, so I'm going to copy this, that's the telephone number, and I'm going to place the telephone number under subject. I think that's where it went. And just above it I'm going to put phone number. And we've also got this acceptance, so I've got to copy the shortcode, and underneath message body I'm going to paste that shortcode in. Now acceptance doesn't need any of this text. I don't need to add any text to the acceptance shortcode. The important point to remember is, if you can see a bold or dark coloured shortcode, it's not yet been added to the message body section of the mail tab. So now I need to click save, and our form has been saved. All I need to do now is at the top of this form you'll see this blue bar. We need to copy that shortcode there and paste that into any web page. If we paste this shortcode into any web page, the form that we made will work. Now I've copied the shortcode and I've pasted it into a web page that I made earlier. It's the Contact Us web page. So we update the page with a shortcode inside the page. When I paste shortcodes into web pages, I always use the text tab because it always seems to work better. So now if we view that page, we'll see our form. If a user fills in our form, they've added their name, their email address, their phone number, the subject of their inquiry and the message body, and if we scroll down, they tick this consent tick box before they click the send button, then we'll receive an email that contains all of this information: their name, email, phone number, etc. And this is what the email will look like. It's got all of the same information that our form had. So we know it came from Mr. John Smith, and here's his email address. His subject when he filled in the form was new logo needed. He added his phone number, the message body, the information he wanted to tell us, and at the bottom here it says consented. I consent to having Acme Inc. collect my name, email and phone number. One really important point before we finish: Contact Form 7 is peppered with these little text links, and if you click one of the text links, you'll go to the Contact Form 7 website where it explains how that particular section works. There's a lot of adverts. So for instance, if you wanted to make a drop down menu in your form and you thought you're not sure how to do it, we'll add the shortcode. So we click the button to insert the shortcode, then we click the text link, and that takes us to the Contact Form 7 that explains how to do that particular procedure. Well, that's it for this video. The important point to remember is that you have to make sure these shortcodes are in both the Form tab and the Message Body section of the Mail tab. And you can tell if you've not added these shortcodes to the Mail tab yet, because these shortcodes here, some of them will be bold and a darker colour. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy Contact Form 7. It's a really good plugin. Thanks for watching and bye for now.